Aren't you guys all glad that you took 3 hours of your life to watch that? Is everybody happy that they took out 3 hours of their life to watch that piece of garbage? How happy are you right now? How happy are you all right now? Oh, what an amazing Monday Night Raw. Well, I'll tell you, it was really in your face. It was in your face. It was in all of our face. Yeah. I gotta tell you, Monday Night Raw, it's in our face tonight. Boy, is it ever in our face. We are live. Wow. I will be dead honest with you guys. I have zero energy tonight. I have no energy after this.
You and me both. This killed me. My God, what was the point of any of this? Joe? I don't understand what they were trying to do. You know, you're going up against the the NFL again. Your ratings have been plummeting, and this is the best foot forward you can give us. This is the best way to present yourselves to your audience by making them feel like morons constantly.
I don't understand this.
They can't even let you, recall what happened last week. They have to spoon feed you everything by treating you like an idiotic, piece of nothing. Time and time again, I don't get it why they undermine their audience as much as they do. The commentary beats you down all night. Nothing makes sense for the most part. Every now and again, you'll get something, but either whether it comes to an odd story or a weird booking decision or whether it be the finish to the women's match, I mean, nothing tonight was acceptable, worthwhile, entertaining. What was redeeming about tonight?
I cannot believe this company puts on these shows. Like, Raw is awful.
I'm
this
baffled.
Is really
you go on the
bad.
network and you can watch classic Raws, even 10 years ago that weren't, as horrific as this.
This is really bad, man. This is fucking 1994. 93, 94, 90, whatever, but it's worse. This is worse.
Because the Raw Underground faction, whatever you want to call it, it feels like a demotion. Anybody that steps foot in there feels like they're instantly buried. That is the most utterly pointless thing they have going on right now. Initially, I said it could have been something, and then they muffed that up totally. There's not one redeeming quality or purpose to the Underground. Why are they fighting? What is the purpose of the goddamn Underground? What are they doing?
What I don't understand is the other thing too is like, dude, I'll see you next week, Braun. Who cares? Who gives a shit?
Exactly. Who cares about? But there's nothing to care about tonight.
Yeah.
There was nothing compelling. There was nothing worthwhile. And on paper and earlier, this Raw sounds pretty good. It sounds like we've got these big matchups, and they always have to pull the bait and switch. They do it constantly. We're going to give you a title match. There's, some type of interference. We're going to give you, a finish to this match. Oh, there's the interference again. Oh, we're going to have the ref call the bell. You don't get what's advertised. It's constant false advertisement. Because they pull that fast switch constantly. It's infuriating. We said we wanted to see matches A, B, and C, and we didn't get 2 of them because of how it turns out to be. It's just ridiculous.
Oh man, it was just so bad. There's so much to say that negatively about this show tonight. It's so devoid of creativity and excitement, and yet they called it in your face. This was I would call this the bottom of the hill of the last 6 weeks, and this was the show that you called in your face. I almost think they knew that they know that they had nothing, so they were like, let's call it in your face. They have no idea
what they're doing with anyone or anything. They have no idea what they're doing with Retribution, the Hurt Business. They have no idea how they're handling Asuka. 1 week somebody's a face, the next week they're heels, and this isn't AEW where there are no faces and heels and it's all gray,
Which that's not even true anyway, because AEW is filled with heels and faces.
I know, but
they don't make any sense.
By what they say for them. No, it doesn't make sense either. But the point is, here you're supposed to have these defined roles, and we're not getting it. Asuka last week, she's the face. This week she acts more like a heel. The Hurt Business have been heels out and out, yet they're defending WWE. Why would they care? Why would they help fight off Retribution against 2 faces who are fighting with each other. You have both faces feuding with each other for no reason. Like it just why? What are you doing?
Yeah, the 1 minute in the show they're like the heel team, and then they beat the good guys, and then at the end they're going to take on the bad guys,
and they're going to save the company. You know,
I guess they couldn't. So like, okay, but like, just what the fuck? Like, you're right. It's just nothing.
Yeah, the hurt business went from these evil, selfish, narcissistic, to suddenly do-gooders. It just makes no sense.
It doesn't bother me. That one doesn't even bother me that much, but it was like everything was so bad that then leading to that was like
one
what?
after another all night. It's all right. That issue isn't the biggest issue, but when there's an issue every few minutes constantly throughout a 3-hour viewing, it's mind-numbing.
So the opening with Drew McIntyre was super, like, way too scripted. So like they open up, it's like very scripted. He's like doing the Mr. Nice. Even Drew McIntyre's doing the Mr. Nice champion face guy promo or whatever. And then Keith Lee comes out, and you don't really care that much. And I just didn't care too much. And all I could think was like, well, these guys shouldn't be facing each other, so I don't care. Adam Pearce cut a somewhat decent promo, but he had to relay so much exposition and information in his little speech when he came out. But at least they have that. So that
well, that's what. Yeah, I am
figure.
thankful that they have him in that position. And it's not a McMahon that's an authority figure. It's not someone that has ownership in the company. It's just somebody that answers to somebody, but comes out and tells you what's up.
Right.
That's needed.
Definitely,
you need someone in charge that you answer to. That there will be punishment handed, and things like that from. You need some type of law and order.
Especially right now with no like crowd and whatever's going on.
Yeah, it's exceptionally needed.
I don't know what to tell you after that. I don't know what you thought about that. The opening, I didn't care, and they set up this match later.
Again, and
like,
the match is going to end in some screwy finish, so no one's looking forward to it. If you are, then you're about to have the wool pulled over your eyes.
And I literally after this went to pee and grabbed something to eat. By the time I came downstairs, I missed the Nakamura Street Profits thing. So tell me,
that was the best thing all night.
What? Really? And I missed that?
Yeah, I really liked their tag match. As
it was like 4 seconds.
It was a 9-minute match.
Really?
All in all, yeah. 9 minutes with one commercial break.
Oh, so, that's where I left then. I left right at the...
they had, pretty much they had a really early break, I remember, and then they had, when they came back...
I came back at the end of it.
Majority of the match.
Saw the end, and then
I thought it was entertaining. I was really surprised to see the Street Profits get a clean victory. Dawkins, big splash on Cesaro, gets a clean pin. I thought this match would not lead to a clean finish either. So I was shocked here, and I'm like, wow, I didn't care for the intro, but this match was really good. It was entertaining, and we got a clean finish, and it was, competitive clean. Maybe we're going to see something different here. In your face, maybe they are going to try and give us the rest of these matches like something really competitive. So I had false hope here, and then they crushed me. They just beat me down repeatedly as the show continued to dwindle into nothingness.
Then the Angel Garza in the back with I literally tuned them out now. I'm at the point where
because now they're fighting and Zelina Vega says she's done, so she walks away, and that's the first of two teams to break up tonight. So I mean,
yeah, it was like, I don't care if you break up. I don't even care about anybody at this point. I literally don't care about any of these people right here, except for I think I'm interested to see Zelina Vega in the ring again, maybe to see what she does. But other than that, I don't care. These guys, I'm just so done with this. So I'm like, all right, whatever. They got in a fight. They actually got into a fight, and it was kind of interesting. I thought the fight went well that they had. The way they were shoving into the stuff in the back, the stock pile, the cable wire boxes or whatever they are. And then, but right as they're fighting, then they go to a commercial, which is like, okay, because... they're trying to create this chaos, and then they go to commercial. So, okay, I understand that, I guess. But it was just weird that they're in the middle of a fight and they go to this commercial, and they did it several times.
It doesn't have a good feeling. It cuts the flow out entirely, and it feels disjointed, and you're like, oh. It just takes you out of it.
I don't mind it really though, because I hate we have to wait for the breakup to happen and then we go to the commercials. Just go to commercial when you got to go. But so like I'm not saying I'm criticizing it 100%. I'm just saying they did it a bunch tonight with like
they had a lot of piss poor commercial breaks.
Once action started, they went to commercial break, which was to create the idea of chaos. So I understand like, oh my God, what's gonna happen when we get back? And it was like, well, nothing. We're on to something else anyway. So who cares? But it's like I get it.
Business coming out after that with Cedric saying he talked to his tax attorney. He's an official member of the Hurt Business now. And, he basically said that he's tired of, taking beatings and everything he did for Ricochet and Apollo Crews. And, everyone's saying that he's salty, but he doesn't know what it's like to get beat up by the baddest men in the business. It wasn't a bad promo. I didn't believe him. It just didn't feel very passionate.
Yeah, he doesn't, I don't know. Maybe
it's just not working. I don't care for him being added to the Hurt Business.
Maybe he'll get better. But when I look, and the Hurt Business is like all right. I kind of like it. I
like them. I'm not crazy about them, but I do like them. I really like MVP.
That's the problem. Is without MVP, this is shit.
Yeah, he's their shining star.
He's the glue, and he's good on the mic.
MVP.
And he's the MVP. He's also the MVP on commentary tonight. Of all the guest people they brought on commentary tonight, in my opinion, MVP was the best one.
Yeah, I didn't care for Dolph. He wasn't terrible, but
yeah, Dolph had a couple moments, but then most of the other time,
trying to act heelish at times, and it worked, but it didn't because it was corny.
Well, he sounded like a little kid on the microphone.
Yeah, he did have that kind of weird tone.
He sounds like he's at the skater park or something. But then he had a couple of little good moments. So like you said, but it was like, I don't know, man. I'm going with MVP as far as the guest tonight.
We have a new member.
Oh shit! Brokenlion! Brokenlion has clicked the join button down below once again to renew his membership here on the Joe Cronin Show. Thank you, man, for doing that, Brokenlion. We're gonna have a members-only chat this week. So hopefully you guys are members. We'll do a members-only chat, which will piss off all the non-members. I'm sorry. But once in a while, we got to do a members-only chat. So we're going to be doing that. Tomorrow I have wrestling questions I'm going to talk about. That's up on Patreon right now. If you guys haven't asked, go on Patreon, throw a question, throw a topic, throw an interesting thing, and I will bring it up tomorrow when I talk about wrestling.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Yes.
Give me a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Keith Lee looks like a giant baby in that leotard. God damn it, Vince.
It's never going to look right until he just goes back to the way he's supposed to look.
It's just always going to stand out, sore thumb.
He looks ridiculous no matter what, and everything sucks, so we're going to make fun of everything anyway. If everything was good and he was wearing that nobody would care what he was wearing. As long as
the matches were top notch and the promos made sense and he wasn't acting so bizarre.
And the show was
he
good.
Always had that slow, cadence to his speech, but this is
a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff.
Robbie Hyde again.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Retribution versus the Hurt Business at Survivor Series? I bet Vince finds it hilarious that the group of rioters and the group of black guys will go at it.
Yep.
Yeah, it's BLM versus Antifa.
That's what it's all come down to.
That's what it is, Robbie Hyde. BLM versus Antifa. That's exactly what's happening here. Are you kidding me?
The editing team will turn it into a patriotic promo somehow.
Yeah, we just need get the Blue Lives Matter now. Now we just need the cops. The cops will break up the match.
There'll be the security that comes in.
Just show their faces now getting old.
Retribution.
Yeah.
What they say tonight? They admitted that they were from the Performance Center. That was after the Cedric match that happened next.
Yeah, we tried to do the right thing. Yeah, they said Performance Center, and I mean that definitely is.
Yeah, they said their time at the Performance Center would lead to fame and wealth, but we're refusing to suck up, And then a bunch of people joined in on them, and they're like, "Oh, we love orgies." Like that's what I got from that.
It's definitely Dijakovic too. It's like obvious as hell now.
Mia Yim, Dijakovic. I mean, we know the members at this point.
Yeah.
It seems like WWE doesn't know still.
Yeah, they don't know if they want to. They don't know if they want to go with that. Is what it is.
It was very odd. And people could say, "Well, that's why the Hurt Business cares because they interrupted them, and they thought they were going to get attacked earlier."
Yeah, no. That's why I kind of said like that's the least.
Even that though, they didn't really sell that. They made it seem like they were coming to the aid of the company rather than looking for their own retribution against retribution.
Yeah,
So-
I guess did they? I don't remember if they said anything like they disrespect
Not
us
that I
like that.
recall.
They interrupt the match, or you can do whatever you want to do, but when the Hurt Business is on on TV in the ring, performing, kicking ass, doing what we do, making money, you don't interrupt the Hurt Business, and you're gonna find out that was a mistake tonight. Maybe they could have said that. Maybe they did say that. I'm not even sure. Some of this show I literally tuned out. I
don't blame you. I mean, the Cedric and Ricochet match, it was just going through the motions. It's basically what we would see them do as a tag against each other, and it just wasn't interesting. The only thing that looked good, I thought, was the very last sequence, the Michinoku driver, then the lumbar check.
Yeah,
it looked like he really drove his knees into Ricochet's back hard.
Well,
that was a good sell.
I can tell you that I wasn't sure how I felt about everything, but I felt it was corny. The show was corny, worthless, discombobulated, and then on top of all of that, as I'm thinking so far this show is a sleeper. This is discombobulated. What the fuck's going on tonight? I guess I can't wait for the other stuff that was advertised to be good. And then after Retribution does what they do, and everything is so serious with these masks and everything, this is sad.
Retribution issuing another warning here at Monday Night Raw. And as we attempt to control the situation, please welcome my guest at this time.
I mean, that's just sad. What did you say again? Retribution? I gotta hear it again because it's just so... Now, I think Sarah Schreiber is one of the better commentary people, but we've said this a million times. Doesn't matter.
This was before she interviewed Mickey, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was so just horrendous. It sounded so bad. How do they not realize that these things sound just so cringy?
Do you know how you do that? WWE, you watching? Do you know how you do that scene? I'm gonna do that scene for you right now. Watch this. I'm gonna do it again. I do this all the time. I help WWE. Am I on? Am I on? Ladies and gentlemen, if I'm sorry about we're having technical difficulties with the Retribution situation right now. If you can hear me, we apologize for the interruptions. But joining me at this time is NickY J, and it's like you act like you're disheveled and you're confused. Are we on the air? I don't know. We apologize for the interruptions. Again, we're trying to continue with the show. I don't know what's happening out there right now, but we're back here. If we're on the air, we're with Mickie James, and Mickey, and that's what you do. You don't go, my goodness, Retribution certainly is, running amok here on Raw. But we will continue. Like, what the fuck are you doing? What are you doing? It sounds goofy as shit. This is so goofy. Right. What this is goofy.
Retribution issuing another warning here at Monday Night Raw. And as we attempt to control the situation, please welcome my guest at the...
You never control the situation. Who's attempting to control anything? No one's.
It just doesn't feel credible. It doesn't feel like this is something that plausibly happens. When they say it this way, it just doesn't seem believable at all whatsoever.
Can I put look at her face? I just paused it on her face. Look at her face. This is her face when she's delivering this line.
She looks like she's having a stroke. Seriously.
What the fuck is that face? I mean,
one side's all drooping and the other side is, squinting. Looks like she's having a stroke.
Bear with us. We're just dealing with that pesky Retribution again. But hey, we're here with... It's why isn't it can they hear me? Can you... Are we on? Okay. Ladies and gentlemen, we apologize for the interruptions. But I have Mickie James here with us tonight, and that's all you need to do. That's all you need to do. Look a little disheveled. Look like, are we on the air still? What's going on? I'm here with Mickie James. It's that's kind of all you need to do, unless you're going to really super sell it. But this is not a super sell. This is not a quick sell. This is not her not knowing what's going on, which sells it without ever saying anything about it. Her going, am I on the air right now? We're on? I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen, there's something going on, obviously, communications. But we apologize for those, but we're here with NickY James right now, and that's all you need to do. That's the best way to sell it, because it's like the audience already understands Retribution's here, they're under attack. Oh, every time we don't need to pan away from Retribution to a reporter somewhere in the back who's not even out there, who may not even know 100% what's going on. You know, we don't need to be over, like, it's like you could oversell it by explaining what's going on and whatever, or you could just quick sell it, or you could sell it by not even selling it, basically. But instead, she, and not her specifically, because I know she's told to say this, because I've seen her on NXT. She was good on NXT. She's not good here, and that's not her fault, obviously. But to like
This time, 6 times WWE Women's Champion, NickY James.
And then we do the classic. Joining me now, 6 times WWE Women's Champion, NickY James. Like, what is that? Every time. Every interview. Every time. Joining me now, Rusev. Joining me now, NickY James. What is this fucking weird robotic fucking sci-fi movie that I'm in with these fucking people? I expect her fucking arms to fall off because she's a goddamn robotic mannequin! You fucking idiots! Joining me now at this time, 6 times Women's Champion, NickY James. What the
And the
fuck?
funny part is
What?
they have time. They have enough time. They have 3 hours, but they rush. And the things they rush through feels rushed, yet it's so boring that it's slow. It's mind-numbing to break that down, but it's the truth. I fail to truly grasp how they can rush through segments, yet it feels like the slowest thing we're watching ever. It's baffling, but
What?
they do this all the time where they just have
What was
to
that?
barge through.
What was that? Are we? Okay, all right. I'm sorry, ladies and gentlemen. I can't hear anybody right now. Hopefully we're on the air. I apologize for the interruptions, but I'm here right now with 6-time WWE Women's Champion NickY James, and then like she's standing there, like she's already kind of right there. There's not a walk into the scene and a weird introduction and a weird turn that always is awkward, because every time they do it, they have to wait for like the reaction of the interviewee to smile like awkwardly and walk into the shot every time. Go watch it. Every week, every time, every week, every time. The last 5 years. Go watch it. My interview now, NickY James. And then they come into the shot, and then they smile and like look around for a second, or they go. And it's like an awkward, weird rest of nobody speaking for like 15 seconds, and then the interviewer, then they start asking the questions. But the whole point of it is to get this establishment shot, right? And then a reaction from the wrestler, and then they move in as they introduce them. That's fucking weird.
Yeah,
it's
and
fucking
sadly,
weird.
What we got wasn't bad either, but the way you started up and set the tone, people tune out mentally or actually change the channel by the time you get to the meat and potatoes of what you're trying to serve them, because you've ruined the appetizer. No one wants to stay at that point. NickY James sounded good here. She's like, I love this business with every bit of my heart and soul. I want to be the best I can. And with experience comes wisdom. Wisdom comes clarity. And, I'm allowing the clarity to come to me, so I know I have what it takes to be Raw Women's Champion. And this is probably my last chance to ever go for the title. So I was like, yeah, see? Bit of emotion, purpose, character motivation. There's a lot there to help us get behind her. And then that's why Asuka kind of played the heel in this. I wanted this match to deliver so badly. I really liked their match that they had back in NXT. This was a disaster. This was filled with botches. The ending, I have no idea what happened. You kind of broke it down a bit, but we're not even sure if that's the case.
There's another one I saw in the chat. Well, first of all, this match disintegrated. It decayed. Right
after the first commercial,
it got worse.
When Asuka got thrown to ringside, like everything after that, it went to shit.
It's weird because it just kept breaking down and getting worse. I actually liked it at first because, like what you said, I'm like, cool, NickY James and Asuka, this is going to be fun. And by the way, NickY James was so fucking hot. I almost went to the bathroom and whacked my carrot because this was just her ass and everything. Like, I'm sorry, I'm a guy, and I'll just tell you what. I watch a lot of women who like wrestle with not a lot of clothes on, just like a lot of women watch the guys' sweaty bodies, and I normally just don't care. You know, I'm married. I don't go, oh my God, you know. But like, I'll tell you what, man, this girl was hot in this match, but she was doing well. Everything was good, and then the match just started getting kind of worse and worse, but it was still all right because it was interesting. And then what I noticed about this, I'm not the most special thing in the world. I did wrestle, though, a time. And
your explanation seems to make sense, though. Several
times, Asuka went for this armbar, or the Asuka lock, where she kind of rolls up and over Mickie James in almost like a counter where you surprise somebody and then they end up tapping out. For whatever reason, the tap out never came. And one time it looked like they were going to do it, but then they were too close to the ropes, so there would have been a rope
She's
break.
got her in the arm bar, and then she reached the ropes, and then she like rolled onto Asuka on top of her for a minute.
Yeah, and then
Asuka counters out of the hold attempt, and then Mickie James put Asuka into a pinning situation for the 2 count.
That happened twice, or maybe 3 times.
So that's when Asuka shoots up. She goes for the Asuka lock. Mickie avoids it. And then they kind of turn on each other on the ground. Asuka's shoulders are down. Mickey's on top of her. It's weird though. And then the ref called for the bell.
Now the belt was on the line, right?
Yes. And on top of it, when the bell went off, Mickie James's eyes went like really wide. So it didn't know. I wasn't knowing if she was surprised or hurt.
She
said she was unable to continue, and she immediately rolled out to ringside.
She looked at the ref like, "What the fuck are you doing?" or like, "What's going on?" She made a death look on the ref. Now, there's a couple different reasons that this could be going on. I'm going to talk about this, and maybe somebody out there saw something I didn't. Somebody said they thought her bra came off or her whole like wardrobe came off, and this was like, "Oh shit! Like, let's get out of this now." Then the other thing was she was unable to tap out because her arms were being fully locked up and she couldn't tap out. But then here she gets out of this hold and then she tried for that pinning combination thing and that didn't work out. It was really strange. But what I summed it up to, for the people that don't know what you're talking about what I said earlier, was I thought that, you know, they went for the finish, it didn't work. They tried it again, and then it didn't work. And then when they were trying to go into it again, it again didn't work. Like there was supposed to be some kind of end, and it didn't happen, and they missed it. So then they who knows what they would have tried to do after that. And at that point, I can only imagine if the referee has got Vince in his ear. Vince is like, you know, go home, you know, get the hell. We got time. You know, he's looking at the clock. You know, they got 30 seconds. 30 seconds till Zelina Vega. You know, we're gonna bring her out there. Oh, okay. Oh, shit, we missed it. Okay, well, now they're going to try to go home again. Oh, they didn't again. What the stop get the goddamn match over with. Get it over, you know? So the minute they went into that again, they didn't even bother with, you're going to try it again. No, you're not. It's all over. Call the fucking thing off. They're in the referee's ear. Fucking call for the bell. Call for the bell. Call up for the bell. She submitted. End the fucking match. So these are the possibilities. You know, those are the possibilities.
And Asuka was already down for the 3 count there.
Yeah. She was down, and like, what are you doing?
And Mickey's on top of her, and that's when he goes and rings for the bell, and then Mickey just didn't look like any type of wardrobe malfunction. But
yeah, somebody said
I'm
that.
Watching it now,
and I was like, I don't know.
She doesn't have her hands holding her top at all. She's just rolling out to the side of the ring here.
There was no injury that I could see, though. A lot of people on Twitter were like, well, she's injured. I'm like, I don't think she is. I think that they fucked up once. They fucked up again, and someone wasn't doing something right to end the match. And the referee finally, after they had just messed it up for the second or third time, maybe the third time, the referee, when they were in the submission lock, the referee just was like, I'm ending it, you know, because we're not going to ever get the fuck out of here and have enough time to get goddamn everything done because then Zelina Vega has to come out. So I'm assuming that they were trying to end it again. It didn't work. And that Mickey was like, well, what the fuck? Because then after this, she actually passes out. She goes, oh, shit, I better sell that I'm fucking passed out. She's like, like to the referee, like, what the fuck you doing? And then she goes, oh, and passes out. And then he's like, then he picks her up to try to like sell something to, like, oh, you okay?
Yeah.
You know? And it's like, what are you doing?
But she never tapped and she didn't go out. She didn't
Yeah.
pass out. So, I mean, like you said, mistiming. She was supposed to pass out or tap.
Or she just couldn't get her hands free. That could have been the only other thing I could think of, was then when they went into it for the third time, which looked like the third time, that she couldn't get her hands free. And the only... So I thought that's maybe what it was. Maybe she couldn't get her hands free, and she's like, what the fuck? I can't get my hands free. Like, to tap out. But, you know, I don't know. It was just it was strange. Some kind of botch happened, and I'm hoping that somebody else saw something that I only got to see it twice. If I watch it a couple more times, maybe I'll figure it out. But the way they set up this armbar and the way Asuka was like reversing her, they tried this same, like literally Mickie James had the same move put on her in a similar fashion about 3 times, which it was like, okay, here we go. We're going home. Remember, there's a language barrier with Asuka. So, okay, we're going to go do the home thing. Somebody forgets to do something each time. Let's try it again. Oh, you forgot to do it again. Okay, try it again. Oh, you forgot again to do it. And the referee said, fuck this. She quit. That's over.
It was just odd because, like, at one point when she's got the Asuka lock, but Asuka's on her back, it looks like Mickey's going to turn over and she puts her hand down, like, against the mat, and that's when the ref calls for the bell. So I wonder if he thought maybe that was the tap.
That's possible too. Maybe it was supposed to go on longer, and maybe the referee jumped the gun. That's the only other. That is another possibility, that the referee just jumped the gun, and Mickie was like, "What the fuck? We had this next thing planned, and that was going to be the end, and now you fucking."
And then they just told him, "Oh, she wasn't able to continue," in his headset.
And now did the referee botch it? Or did Vince jump on and say, get this fucking thing off the TV, you know? That's possible.
And they rushed Zelina Vega out there because she came out instantly.
Right. Or
there was no, like, celebration time for Asuka or anything.
It could have been time. It literally could have been time. It could have been like, I don't know what they're planning, but as soon as you get a chance, get the fuck out of here. Ring that fucking
like they
bell.
Just threw her out there the way she was. It felt rushed, but who knows?
Yeah. I mean, who cares, honestly, is what Jason Lewis says, and he's not wrong. Who cares?
The point is, though, who cares is that, you had a legend in the women's division and their current Raw champion both look like shit in a championship match. That's why you should care.
Well, that could be why it ended, because they were like, well, this sucks. Get the fuck out of here.
That
Just
could be
roll
one of
her
the
up.
reasons why it was over. It could have been
I mean, here another theory is, these are all theories I'm throwing out there. Another theory is they asked for time to wrestle, to put on a match. Mickie James even, is they begged Vince for some time to show something, and they went on too long and it wasn't very good, and Vince said, well, fuck you. I gave you this time and this was shit. And then now we're running over time and it sucks. Get the fuck out of here. So that, not saying I agree with that, but that's could have been, again, what happened with that.
It was weird too because
please,
she looks shocked,
somebody,
and then she rolls out of the ring and then she's checked on by the ref. So
yeah, that it was weird that the ref rolled out with her. The only thing I can think of with that was he's still selling that he's worried about her being injured.
Yeah, like he's just keeping up on it, or maybe it's part of the kayfabe.
But really, what he probably was doing was explaining what went wrong. They were probably talking about what was going on.
More than likely.
And she was probably like, what the fuck happened? And then he was like, hey, Vince was like, end it. And you guys, he's like, they called for the end. And
it just looked very, very sloppy and confusing.
Oh yeah, it was a mess. And
it was a big time mess.
You know what's weird about it though? Even though it was kind of messy, I wouldn't say chemistry, but the charisma of Asuka and Mickie James, I did feel it. I like them.
Yeah, that's why I liked them originally when they had their face off. That's why I was, excited for this bout, and what a disaster.
Yeah, so I mean, the good news is I think they have great charisma in the ring. Obviously, this wasn't very good chemistry, but it felt like they had. It's weird. I've never seen. Recently, I haven't watched a match that I felt was sloppy and a mess. But yet felt that they had chemistry. Like, why do it's completely
like it should have worked but didn't.
Yeah, I don't understand.
Them just not belonging together. I get your point.
Yeah, do it again because I want to see what they do in there again with maybe a little more time. I don't know.
This isn't one of those situations where you're like, keep these two apart. No, they should have worked. And, that's the thing. It should have been a great match.
But then again, I thought Sammy Guevara and Matt Hardy would work too. So I don't know. Every time you try again,
every time you get
die.
them, they almost kill each other. So
yeah, fourth time's a paralyzation.
Yeah, no doubt about it. Going past that, we had the United States champion Bobby Lashley from the Hurt Business take on Eric of the Viking Raiders since Ivar's out with an injury, some type of cervical injury. We're not sure if he needs surgery. We're still waiting to hear more on that. So wishing him well. But this will probably likely be the last we see of Eric, I imagine, for quite some time. I don't envision them keeping him around as a singles competitor. And this will probably be, what they had just to kind of write him off for a while. And that's unfortunate. I'd rather them keep him around, even if he did stuff in the underground, just keep him on TV in the interim. But because we don't know how long Ivar is going to be gone for.
The good news for WWE is that they had the services of the Viking Raiders for a while because these are two guys who are, obviously veterans in the wrestling business who got signed late, especially Ivar. Getting signed late in your career, but guys that have been wrestling for 20 years of wrestling, including teaching many of the WWE wrestlers who have been here for years, and these guys get signed to a wrestling contract, a WWE contract, and they were gold on TV because they've done it all. They especially the guy Hansen, Ivar. I just know Ivar a lot better, but I just know that he's capable of being. It's weird. That guy is capable of playing the world champion. Like, that guy is capable of playing the I'm Triple H role. But really what they did was a comedy act for the last, 8 months? They've been kind of just a comedy act. But he's capable of that too.
It's been about that long with them and the Street Profits.
They fit
started
perfectly.
Out serious and then it turned into a joke.
Yeah, and that's the thing is with the Street Profits is they should be like badass, but like partying afterwards and being goofy there. But it's all comedy for the most part with all these guys.
And we have an update as of 6 hours ago. I know Janelle just said it in the chat that Ivar is going for surgery tomorrow. But he is going to undergo neck surgery.
Oh, no.
Yep. So, he's had a bad issue with his neck. It's something cervical. I'm trying to find, it just says cervical injury. He is going for surgery. I'm trying to find more details quickly, but he's going to undergo neck surgery tomorrow in Birmingham, Alabama. So that's a good thing. At least he's going to Birmingham.
Oh, yeah, that's right, because they're in Florida. I get it now. Okay. I'm like, why wouldn't he come back home to Massachusetts? What is he doing?
Well, Birmingham has
they got a really good neck doctor
team there, too.
Yeah.
So that's where they send everybody.
I would get, even if you're here.
Someone else said in the chat though that they should stop dives, for big guys. I just in general, I feel like they need to stop with the diving, especially when there's no crowd there to react to it. The dive is supposed to pop the crowd. That's the entire point of utilizing that move.
Yeah,
why do it when there's no one? You're not getting the audience at home popped and excited. It just it's not the same as when.
Do you remember Bret Hart? Like Bret Hart would do it every once in a while in like a match, like in a big match, like a pay-per-view. He would do the dive maybe. And like
I can't even really remember him diving out of the that's
how, Oh, really? He had a great one. Oh my god. He was the first guy I ever saw do it. He wasn't the first guy to do it, but he was the first guy that I ever saw do it. And he would do that dive through the ropes and I'm trying to look it up now. Bret Hart suicide dive because it's wild.
It's not something I can picture in my head.
Oh, I always remember he would dive kind of like Superman with his hands up. I can remember, and there was even there was a highlight I think at the beginning of Raw, maybe anybody remember? It was at the beginning of Raw or in the beginning of a video game, and it was like him coming right out of the ropes through the ropes because he did it all the time. I'd never seen anybody else do it, and it always felt so like. Oh, here it is, right here. It always just felt so crazy. I think Shawn Michaels did it, but look at this. Here it is, right through the ropes.
No, holy hell, yeah.
he would kind of just like, it would be like a car wreck when he did it. And you'd be like, wow.
Hot knife through butter.
Yeah, it felt like a car wreck when he did it. And it was like, wow, this guy's fucking crazy.
I just feel like, you know, it is, like John said, played out, but it doesn't have that same excitement factor like it used to. I wish they would be more charismatic with taunting. We don't see many wrestlers taunt anymore. That's why I loved the countdown to the Claymore.
Yeah.
You know, the 3, 2, that was great. The crowd immediately got into that. Things like that pop the crowd more than any move can. So
well, but that's a crowd thing too. So why would you do that? But it's I don't care what they do without the crowd. My point, and listen, fine.
No, I'm not saying to do it now. I'm saying I'd rather see people do those type of things over dangerous moves.
Oh, okay.
I'd rather see the charisma stuff because that usually gets a better reaction.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah, I don't care what. I'm not one of those people that says limit the moves or anything. I don't care. Do whatever you want to do. I wouldn't do it. If I was in shape, back in shape again at my regular whatever, say I was in full shape, I weighed 200 pounds or 198, and I was lifting weights, and I was a little cruiserweight guy, I mean, I wouldn't do the dive through the ropes myself because I've broken, I can just see the fingers getting jammed, the fingers getting broken, your neck fucking you hit the wrong way, whatever. I'm not doing that shit. I ain't fucking doing the suicide dive. I would do a cross body over the ropes before I would do a suicide dive. And I think I would look better if I jumped over the ropes too anyway. Maybe.
And Drew said for the game, Monday Night Raw on the Super Nintendo.
Oh, really?
I think that's the one you're thinking of.
Somebody said 96 Raw too, so it could be. I just know I remember seeing it all from Brett a lot. He's probably done it. It's probably on video at least 10 times or something like that from Bret Hart. But make it look good. It's always just a weird, catch me. Like, it's not.
Well, that's the thing. When you get people standing there and it's so telegraphed, you're waiting for someone to catch somebody. It just looks piss poor, honestly. Yeah. It doesn't look painful. It doesn't look like you're inflicting damage on your opponent. It looks like a ballet maneuver. Oh, you're being caught graciously.
Right, but when Bret Hart did that, it looked like a fucking car wreck.
Look, like you just gave an example of if you do it right. But a lot of times people, and then if you're making it look real, you're probably going to get hurt. You're looking to add some, obvious danger to the move itself, and I don't think it's worth it, really. Like you said, I don't want to get into banning everything, but I wish they would just tone it down. It feels like, because we see, especially when you see dive after dive after dive throughout the night. Same thing with super kicks. They just don't feel special anymore.
That's actually harder to do, says Famous B. I don't think so. I did it all the time. I mean, I can jump, bro. Yeah, I guess I don't know what Famous B, I don't know what it is, man, but when I was in the ring, I liked running over the top rope more than diving through the rope. Every time I dove through the rope, I messed it up almost every time. My foot hit the rope. I fell short. I poked a guy in the eye almost. I landed wrong. I did it like 3 times. I didn't want to do it, and then I tried it 3-4 times, and I tried doing it with a crash pad outside of the ring, like going and running trying to do it over and over again with a crash pad, and I just said nope. And I just started and then a few times when I was in a match, I would be like, "Oh, I'm gonna do the suicide. Here comes suicide dive," and I would bail on it, and I would change it to just jumping over the ropes. I would just jump over the ropes because I felt it was more impressive because I wasn't that tall, and so to see me run the ropes and then dive over the top rope, I could do it now. I could go do it now. I could jump. I could crossbody someone over the top rope now, out of shape. So it's like it looked cooler because I'd fucking throw myself like over the top like a psycho, and I felt like that looked crazier. And I was never worried about getting hurt that way for some reason. But for some weird reason, going through the ropes, I always fucking feet went up or something hit the rope. My face, my head, I hit my head one time on the rope. My shoulder caught the rope as I rotated the wrong way, and I got rejected downward, and then fucking my goddamn legs fucking hit the rope. And then that turned me, and I hit my head on the side of the ring. I never got hurt, but I could have, and it was close. And I don't know what it was, but I just couldn't do it. So whatever. The point is, these guys can do it. They've done it a million times. They know what they're doing. Mistakes can happen anywhere in the ring with anything. and you're doing it repetitiously, like something's, can happen, whatever. So I don't care about, myself banning it or toning it down a bit, but it's just like I'm just saying if I was there, that wouldn't be the move that I would choose to do every week. Ivar chooses to do it because it's impressive looking because he's so big. So the point is that even though there's no crowd or whatever, this is a massive dude doing a suicide dive, and it's impressive looking. But, when Ivar when they would wrestle in a big match in like Ring of Honor or somewhere in New Japan, and he pulled out the move in a big match, it would normally build and like, wow, and he would go to the top rope and do a moonsault off the top rope. It would pop everybody, and Ivar would keep doing, Warbeard Hansen would just keep adding to his like match, like doing another crazy thing after another, and you're like, wow. Like, and that's what would sell those matches. But now he sort of took a few of those things and does them every single week. And I guess, I don't know, man. I don't know what the answer is to that, but it looks good. Famous B says, I guess it's preference. I like both personally, but usually I'd go with the backflip over the top rope. Why I feel the top is easier, yeah. I wouldn't do backflip. I would definitely die on a backflip. I couldn't do that. People were always mad at me when I was in the ring because they were like, dude, you realize you're wrestling like you wrestle like you're fucking 235 pounds or 240 pounds. They're like, you're wrestling like you're 6'2" at 240, but you're 5'10" at 180. They're like, you need to do more aerial stuff and fast guy stuff, but I wrestled more like maybe like
brutish,
like like almost like Bret Hart, like kind of like not like Bret Hart because I'm not, no one's like that, but I mean like just sort of like
that style. I can understand
like
what you're saying. Yeah.
Like some kind of mix of Shawn and Bret, like some kind of like
less of a cruiser, more of a heavy.
I mean, more of a sell. I wanted to sell for people. That's really what I wanted to do. I wanted to be the heel, and I wanted to sell for the guys. I wanted to sell for people and be a crash test dummy sort of thing, and that's it. But I definitely didn't want to... it looks like little Jessie got her fucking little spot on camera. Look. Aww. Isn't that sweet? What a stupid fucking annoying bitch she is, man, on Twitter. Shut the fuck up. I'll tell you what, guys. I had to block this fucking lady because you fucking idiots on Twitter won't stop fucking tweeting me her shit. Like, I don't give a fuck about some bitch with a fucking OnlyFans who's taking your fucking money to show your titties. I don't give a shit. Fucking, she sucks up to AEW. She sucks up to fucking WWE. Oh, put me in the front row on camera. I've got good makeup on. Oh, look, you got on the front row camera. Look at that. I wonder how that happened. Just go fuck someone in the WWE and work for them already. All right? Every fucking tweet, every second.
They must not have known that she was just in the crowd at AEW.
Yeah, right. She was just in the crowd at AEW. Now she's in the WWE crowd. I have a popular Twitter for saying things. It's just shut up. So like, I blocked her because I'm so sick of people sending me her stupid ass tweets. God damn, I can't stand that lady. Just fucking, please put me in the fucking thing. Yeah, shut up. Go blow a wrestler, and then you can work in the WWE or whatever you want to do. God damn it. Sorry, but fuck her. I'm so annoyed by her. I don't know what it's not even her fault. It's just people always tweeting me stuff with her, and I'm like, what? I'm like, I don't know, dude. I'm fucking angry.
Yeah, you get tagged in certain things, and you're like, come on.
Yeah, I got invited.
I think it's when you see the same thing sent to you hundreds of times.
Yeah, I got invited to AEW. It's like, no shit. You look like a supermodel, and you fucking tweeted them 100 times one day, and then they invited you. Like, okay, great. And then she tweets about it like, look what I'm doing. It's like, you're fucking annoying. Fuck. Like, get out of here. And it's not like she's a wrestler or anything else. She's just a person on Twitter who wants attention. And you tweet me your shit all the time. I don't care. She looks anorexic.
Aren't we all just people, Joe? Aren't we all?
I don't know, man. She didn't do anything to me. I just can't stand the people tweeting her at me all the time. Like, fucking, who is this? Why do you follow her?
Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Want some bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh, a little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
One bright spot for me personally tonight, I liked MVP on commentary. What did you think?
I said that earlier, Robbie Hyde. I think MVP was the best thing about commentary tonight. Commentary was bad, Byron Saxon is fucking atrocious. God damn it, I can't stand him. Thank God we had no Corey Graves. I don't know where Corey Graves was.
Yeah, that was a bit of a blessing.
Thank God he wasn't there, but Byron is... Dude, oh my God.
My name is Kane and I'm donating.
This really had to be one of the worst trams. I tapped out like Mickey James halfway through the show. The Black Lives Matter shit Keith Lee wore really pissed me off knowing what's happening in Pennsylvania. They're really ruining the bastard.
Bimbo Baggins, 1969. Thank you for the 666 from the Bimbo Baggins. Yeah, I think that's the one thing I can say is I actually didn't think about the real world problems during this show. Even with so that didn't bother me.
Even with as bad as the show was, like, and seeing him have the BLM on the back of his shirt doesn't bother me either.
Yeah, that didn't bother me.
Chat party.
I think he just genuinely believes that.
The sheer difference in my energy after watching Raw/SmackDown compared to NXT/AU is night and day. AU rewards me as a viewer. This show sucked.
Oh yeah, Evan Wright. I mean, dude, Evan, thanks for the $5 Canadian.
I know I'm looking forward to Wednesday.
Yeah, this
even when I gave AEW a hard time, the last 2 weeks haven't been great in my opinion. Still far more enjoyable than anything we got tonight.
Yeah,
and
this will be the worst.
Times.
This is the worst show of the week. I can already tell. There's no way SmackDown, NXT, or AEW is worse than this show. No way.
SmackDown wasn't bad this past week either.
I thought SmackDown a week ago was pretty good. Last week I thought it wasn't as good, but it was still better than this by far. This is, I don't know what tonight is, a 1 or a 2?
It's really down there.
SmackDown's been a 5 or a 6 at least, so or 4, 4, 5, 6. Joe Reactions, thank you for the sub. I don't know. The night's lost. Screw you, JB. Take that, you weirdo. Joe, thanks for the sub, man. Let's see what else comes in. What the fuck is Underground Fight Club shit? It sucks, Famous B. That's what it is. 911
I'd rather
donation.
watch footage of Joe Biden watching cuties than this show.
Oh.
Always remember JD fucked his cat.
Oh.
BLM is the 9/11 of 2020. Slit my fucking throat with dental floss.
Well, I thought that was COVID, but I do see what you're saying. SP from TO. Yeah, I don't. I'm trying to think of what else he said here. Yeah, there's really nothing else to say about that. I just think that I'm gonna wait for the next donation to go off. SP from TO.
How do you think the ratings are going to be tonight? That's what
ratings?
I want to know. Yeah, do you think that Monday Night Football is going to really destroy the Raw ratings?
Yeah, I think this is going to be a 1.6.
Yeah, I
1.7,
I think it'll be
1.6.
1.6. I don't think it'll be as low as some people projected. 1.3.
Super chat party.
It's just bad.
As a fan of Zelina Vega, the only interesting thing tonight was that she's gonna actually wrestle and Vince is gonna make Lana bang everyone in spite.
Yeah, they even put Lana through a table, which I thought was funny.
Yep.
Spaz, thanks
Oh,
for the
Miro
5.
signed with AEW. Come here. We're going to put you through everything we can.
I would have just taken her off TV. I'm like, all right. Or I would put her in a
they
new...
want to humiliate her and injure her in the process.
I'd put her in a love thing where she has to like get dry humped by somebody.
By Natalia.
Yeah, like Natalia has to dry hump
Into
her.
a lesbian.
Or like maybe like not Bobby Lashley, but maybe like Otis wants to fornicate with her, and then they're rubbing up against each other in the bathroom all the time. That could be really fun. It could be really nice.
Give her with to Braun as a trophy for the underground match.
We're gonna get to the underground in a minute, which is terrible.
Mickey James can get it. Her booty best part tonight.
Yeah, Mickey James was hot. Mickey James also looked good, man. The match, it was all right. It just it fell apart. I don't know what it was, but
the first minute maybe looked good, but after that,
yeah,
agonizing,
spiraling.
About gear tonight, Elias to Black's weird shiny pants, and Keith Lee is one step away from New Day gear.
Yeah, Keith Lee's on his way to New Gear, to New Day. And thank you, Spaz Phoenix. What up, Spaz Phoenix? And, it was a little bit interesting with Murphy. I thought Murphy was going to slam the cage on Seth and turn on him at the end.
I did too. I saw you tweet that out, and I'm like, oh, here we go. He's going to slam him in the face with a cage. Here we go. And it never happened.
I do like...
That's actually where we are for Raw right now. So
right.
we had Seth Rollins taking on Dominic Mysterio in a steel cage. I wasn't against this match, but I didn't really... It wasn't on my must-see list. But I'm like, all right, let's see what they gave us. I'm going to get heat for this. I know I am. I didn't like this match. I felt like it wasn't bad. It wasn't bad by any means, but it felt so super safe.
What,
and I
Dominic?
talked to a few people. Yeah, they
didn't do anything. They had the big suplex.
Even the frog splash looked super textbook and extremely safe. Mm-hmm. A few people on Twitter, Trailbound is one of them, and I went back and forth saying it just looked like a rehearsal match to us. It looked like, they were working out their practice match in the ring tonight.
Yeah, I didn't... You'll never... The point of this match was the story. It had nothing to do with having a good match. If anybody thought this was a good match, it wasn't. It was just
but I wish it could have been, and I wish it was. The only thing I thought that looked good was the superplex into the Falcon Arrow, and for him to kick out of that was mind-blowing anyways. Yeah,
and I agree with you. When I see a cage, I want to see, let's let these guys loose and see if they have a gem here. But that's not what they were doing, so they didn't even try. They didn't even try for it. They just went, all right, we've got these planned spots, and then let's get into the story at the end. And that's all they wanted, was to get to the story at the end, which is fine.
And that's the problem, though. You think it's fine. I don't, because...
No, it's fine
in the story, but
it's fine in the idea of it, because you can do that.
Yeah,
but
we need the good wrestling. We need
the point is this was kind of seen as the main event. I think maybe because this was seen as okay, you get the Keith Lee, the Keith Lee and Drew match is going to go to hell later, and it's going to be a Retribution thing. So that's about a story. So why can't you have this match be amazing and then finish off the story at the end? So now you get the best of both worlds, but instead they just reserved themselves to a couple spots, tell the story, and then later on we'll tell the story. So we're left with no good match. So you're right. It's just why not try to have the best match you can have, and then maybe you can say, wow, that match was a 8 or 9 out of 10. But they didn't care about the match. All they cared about was the psychology and the storytelling of the story. But this story is so stale that it kind of didn't matter that much. So that's
the thing. We've seen this for months now. In one way or another, it's just you're having Dominic fight for Ray, and it's going to get to Hell in a Cell because Dominic lost tonight. So it's all going to come down to the father, coming and getting revenge at Hell in a Cell. I guarantee that's what they're building towards. Maybe we'll see something at Clash of Champions, but I don't think Ray will be cleared by then. It just feels like that's all they're building up towards. And now that we have Buddy, and we have another tag team breaking up, that's the second team tonight. So we have Buddy Murphy being destroyed by Seth Rollins. What do we get out of that? Oh, betrayal. It's shocking. It's not shocking. It made sense as soon as he told him not to come to the ring and he came to the ring. You knew it was going to happen. So there was nothing surprising. And I really don't see any worthwhile story that could come from this either. They were better as a cohesive unit. They really just, fumbled this badly.
Yeah, it was just nothing. Far,
this is the top of the third hour. Like you said, this is supposed to be the main event.
I've seen nothing. By this point, I've seen nothing.
Yeah,
that I enjoyed about the show.
Exciting. This is something that truly long overstayed its welcome, and that's the problem with most of Raw. That's why I think I like the Street Profits match so much tonight, because they weren't fighting the same people they always face.
On a positive note, the Rey Mysterio family is better at acting than half the roster.
They're not great at swinging kendo sticks, but they are good at acting.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they really, I don't know, they did a good job, man. Half the roster can't even make me believe they're real. These people really made me believe they were concerned or they were nervous about what was going on, which they probably were, so that's why it looked good. But, I mean, they did a good job. It's too bad that it's weird. It's like Ronda Rousey when she used to come out and cut promos, and you were like, wow, that was actually pretty good. And why can't the other wrestlers cut a promo like that? It's probably because they don't let them. But yeah, I don't know. MVP jumped on commentary at that point. That was fun. But then we kept going to the Raw Underground with Shane, which is just, dude, the Raw Underground. This is just, what are we going to, literally, we don't need to say anything. Everything that we're going to say about Raw Underground, we said in the first week. The first week and the second week. The first and second week. You put those weeks together, same thing. Pointless.
Yeah, because we had to try it the first week, and the second week, now it's just the same thing. Oh, Riddick Moss is going to, it doesn't, you can insert any person's name for what they have. You have a fight, then somebody stands tall, then they have somebody else come up and challenge who's a bigger guy. He clears everybody out. Then they have another fight that's going to happen, and they make you wait till next week for it. And that's every single week.
It's like your
same formula.
Like, why? Who cares?
Somebody wins, they get challenged by a bigger guy. You wait for the next week for that match. That's it. And now we have, Baba Tunde, whatever the hell his name is, the big guy, going against Braun, and they want to put this on, and who gives a shit? And Braun being there, you were just the Universal Champion. This is the another huge demotion for this character. It's just utterly ridiculous.
And he sounds like a retard.
He sounds moronic.
I wish I had the clip of him wherever it is where he's like,
"Let me in there because I'm gonna tell you what I'll do with my hands and I'll."
He just sounds like a fucking. I'm sorry, man. This is like the most. Braun Strowman is Captain Insano, dude. Like, you know what I mean? Like when you make fun of wrestling, whenever there's a movie or a show that makes fun of wrestling, like, I'm Juggernaut, man. I'm gonna crush your bones, like, and it's like that's not quite what they're like. That's really stupid. Well, that's Braun.
But then we get Braun, and Captain Insano shows no mercy.
But if he did that character, that would be funny. Like, so if Braun wore a pink and purple like tights or whatever, and he called himself like Mr. Smash, and he was like, "Tonight, Mr. Smash is gonna smash," and he was like, I'm gonna fornicate with his body after the match. Like, and he said crazy stuff that was like purposely like goofy. It might actually get over because it'd be funny. But he's coming on like he's serious, but the way he talks is so over the top, but not cool. It's like weird, and so it's literally like it reminded me of, you remember Galaxy Quest when they made fun of Star Trek in a way?
Yeah.
When
like the prosperity angles and
when Star Trek Enterprise came out, or not, maybe not Star Trek Enterprise, but when Star Trek Nemesis, the TNG movie, came out, they had the Romulans. They had these guys called the Remans, and they literally looked like these aliens that would be right out of like, that looks like stupid. Like if you were making fun of Star Trek and a villain, you would make them look like that. But yet you've never really seen villains like that in Star Trek. It's just something other people make fun of. But then there they were, and I was like, that's so fucking funny because those, like, they're literally doing that in the Star Trek movie, but I feel like those would be the mock characters in a make fun of Star Trek movie. Braun feels like the make fun of wrestlers guy, but it's actually wrestling, and he's actually a character. It's so bizarre. Is this it? No, this is someone's in a fight. Oh God, like he's already in there. It's just whatever he said to Shane, it was like, "Let me in there," and all. It's like fucking okay. Here it is. Wait a minute, I think I got it. Oh God, here we go. I can't wait to hear this.
Some poor son of a bitch that I can cave his head. That's good. Get out of my way. That's good. I got
By the way, that security guard is who you should be fighting. The big ass guy who's taller than him.
I like him.
Yeah, fight I like that guy. Exactly. That guy says fucking nothing. Almost.
And he works.
And you're right, and it works. This big I love this big black guy. I don't even know what his name is. Do we know what his name is? I don't know.
I don't think so.
This fucking guy is awesome.
Not that I know of.
He's just like cool as hell. Like Shane's like, we're doing this tonight. And I like that because Shane's got good energy. It's just that it goes nowhere, so there's nothing to it. So the only thing I enjoy was when Shane's outside the room and he's like, "This is what we're doing tonight." And then the security guy's like, "All right, boss, I like that. All right, boss, I like that." I would rather see Shane McMahon and his security guard literally like go on fucking a road trip and hang out as opposed to watching the underground. Everything that goes on in that other door behind Shane right there is worthless. But him interacting with the security guard outside the door is one of the
Give
best
these
things.
two the Joey Janela Sonny Kiss road trip treatment.
Yeah.
And I'm all for it.
Yeah, like Shane McMahon is going to look for the most dangerous guy to bring to Underground, and the guy's in like fucking a bad area of Miami, and because of, they're gonna have to be careful because of COVID or something, and they go looking for this guy, and then they create a set that looks like it's just a bar, like Fight Club, like underneath a bar, and they get there with Shane, and he's trying to convince him to come fight. And, like, he can make money and stuff like that. And the guy's like, I don't want to make money. And they shoot it like a goddamn movie or something like that. I would be more interested in that type of thing. Shane and this guy recruiting a guy. But then who cares? Because when you get there, again, it's meaningless. So, whatever. But take your pick. Yeah. These two guys in a buddy adventure would be funner than...
Buddy cop movie. I only see him listed as the big doorman.
The big door guy. Okay.
Yeah, big doorman.
Sign him to a contract because he's already cooler. And by the way, his look on his face right here.
Black Ninja.
Dude, oh my God, dude. Black Ninja, that's a great name.
Well, he was the huge Black Ninja, wasn't he?
Yeah, that's a great name, though. Just call him Black Ninja.
Oh
my
Black
God.
Ninja.
Well, then people...
He was the one with Akira Tozawa, the big ninja.
See, the thing about Ninja here, and they're going to think that that's like an N-word thing, so people, they're not going to call him that. But the point is, like, Braun Strowman, I don't even believe him. Like, when he starts talking like,
I'm going to do this to that to you, and I'm going to tell you what.
Yeah,
like,
he sounds too comedic.
But this guy, look in his eyes right here. I actually
he was
believe
very
him.
Calm, cool, and collected. He stepped forward in front of Shane. He was going to kick Braun's ass.
Yeah.
Shane was like, no, it's okay. And then he opened the door.
He's like, dude,
It was subtle, but it worked.
I will fuck you up, dude. Like, you're a threat. I'll fuck you up. I like that. He's like selling everything. He's selling all of this with his face. It's
Brother Nero's got it. Call him Tiny. There we go.
Yeah, there you go. Tiny. Call him
Tiny.
Call him Little Love. How about Little Love? And then he rapes somebody.
I said, get out of my way, big boy. You too.
So get out of my way, big boy.
Like,
To be honest with you, I'm pissed off right now, and I know that on the other side.
I'm glad Braun is still there, though. Otherwise, he would kill himself. So he recently.
You ever get your asshole fisted by a giant? Come get these hands. You know, like that's what.
I will fist your asshole, Shane. Let me in there. I have gloves on like I was just mowing a lawn. I have so many.
Spit.
Look at the wrinkles.
Cover it in lube. Make you spit on it. And then you can get these hands. Like, come on.
What the fuck happened to Braun's head? Jesus.
It's caving in. You notice that?
Yeah, it's caving in on itself. Well, let's hear what else he says.
That door, there's some poor son of a bitch that I can cave his head in. So the best thing you can do is get out of my way right now before you end up casting the wake of my destruction. Now open the door.
See, it's those things right there. I'm trying to figure out what it is, because when he says I'm going to cave someone's head in, I like that, and he sounds good.
Casting wave of destruction.
Yeah. No, I'm going to leave you in a wake of destruction. Those just aren't his words. Those just aren't his fucking words. I'm going to leave you in a wake of destruction, or whatever he said. That's not his words.
Yeah, that's just asinine.
Shane, let me in the damn door now. I'm going to go in there and I'm going to cave. Why? Why do you want to go in there and cave someone's head in? Why? Money? Why? Why else?
Because he's angry and he wants to let out frustration because he got screwed by. But we're supposed to make these, inferences. They're not giving us anything to go off of. He got screwed by Roman and he wants to vent, and so he's going to Raw Underground to beat the hell out of people. But I have to make that leap.
Why doesn't he just show up at the door and go, so you still haven't invited me in? You still haven't invited me in, huh, Shane? You're that scared. You're that scared of me. Looked over time and time again, and you won't let me through that door, yet you're looking for the biggest and the baddest. Here I am, no invitation, because you know damn well that I'll go in there and I'll cave somebody's skull in. Now let me in. Get your goddamn hands off me, big boy. Get your hands off me.
Money.
Shut up. And then you go in, not fucking...
You won't let me in there, Shane, because I'll leave anybody in a wake of destruction, and my two hands will annihilate their skulls inside of my...
It's like he sounds like a tardo. It's just fucking. I'm gonna cave someone's head in. You can try to keep me out of here all you want, but it's like come up with some reason why he's doing this other than I'm big and dumb, and I'm big and dumb face. Where's the fucking...
Or I use you to open it. Welcome. Welcome to Raw Underground. Tell your best fighter the monster's here. If you want...
Is that the music just pounding
that's
over
the
him?
music. As soon as they open the door, and then they tried to make it sound like the music's blaring from the room.
But they blare it over the real air.
Yeah, but they did such a bad job with that. I noticed that then.
And you can't hear what he's saying.
No, you can't understand him anymore. So it doesn't sound natural, like it's playing in the actual club.
My
the underground.
His hands will meet me out in that ring because I'm going to send him home to his mom with a pocket full of teeth.
Oh my God, dude! Send him home with his mom with a pocket full of teeth. I'll leave them in a wake of destruction. Like, dude, are you writing a fucking song? Is he writing a fucking song, bro? Like, can we? No one talks like this.
He's just full emo now.
I will leave you in a wake of destruction, in a pile of teeth. I will cave your head in.
Like, he literally just fucking said all that stuff. Dude, is he a fucking... Like, it's like a Pantera song. What the fuck is this? Except the lyrics in that are better. What? I mean... I can't even believe it, dude. It's so obviously written, dude. Why do you need to write this? Why does this have to be scripted? Why can't he just come up and go...
Because he can't handle it, I bet. We've heard it before that he can't handle non-scripted scenarios. I mean, we don't know how legitimate that is, but it might have some merit to it after all this time, seeing time and time again this same result.
Oh, this is so bad. This is just so bad. If I see another Raw like this, I'm gonna kill Gatekeeper Drew.
Damn.
By the way, off the
Shave
rails.
his eyebrows first.
Oh yeah, he'd be funny. Send him home to his wife. Off the Rails episode 4, 5, and then 3, which didn't get uploaded for some reason, is coming. So a bunch of stuff got uploaded today to Patreon, including audio of Corrupted and Monetize This. So just for the people that missed it.
Damn, you were busy.
Lots of stuff went up today.
My name is Ryback.
Oh, shit.
Ryback. Give me some more money. My name's Ryback. I want that money, money, money. My name is fucking Ryback. Give me some more money. Money is my crack. My name's Ryback. Ryback.
The bait and switch you mentioned, Jake, is so dead on. WWE are such assholes, they have to lie on everything to grab our attention. Keith Lee's officially bro display all over again. 2/10 also, how many matches have we had that they had an ambulance? Thoughtful.
Yeah, the ambulance thing is so overdone. Now we're getting an ambulance. Dude, when he said ambulance...
They're obsessed with it.
Yeah,
They're obsessed with the ambulance medical facility angle.
When Soundwave 92 with the $40, man, Soundwave, thank you. When he said,
what a badass.
In an ambulance match, I just want... I literally, dude, I don't even think I did laugh. I think I just went...
You groan internally. I've never cared for ambulance matches either.
No.
They've never been... it's a stupid stipulation. You know, the idea behind it, you're like, oh, yeah, you want to injure your opponent to the point where they need to be transported to a hospital. But that's not what happens. That's not how it works.
Didn't we have one, though? Didn't we have one recently that we were like, that was pretty good? It was like Roman and the Fiend or somebody?
I'm sure there was... I don't think it was the Fiend. I think it was... I know Braun and Roman had one, and then they crashed the ambulance. Remember, in the back, they drove the ambulance...
I remember. I thought somebody was...
They backed it up into the pillar and all that shit.
I thought somebody was like it was like a... I don't know. It was like...
Well, they did a lot with the ambulance at that point. They flipped one, I think, too. And
somebody remind me, but I thought there was a halfway decent one not that long ago.
I got too much PTSD from Raw and ambulance matches with Braun especially. I know he flipped one. They crashed one with him and Roman.
Yeah. There was one with Austin back in the day, but that was only exciting because it was Austin.
Kane and Shane wasn't bad, but it's just the stipulation itself. Like, oh, you put them in the ambulance and you close the door. Stretcher matches where you have to push them, past the line. And, I've never cared for those types of matches.
Right.
You can have decent results, but I don't care for those stipulations. I don't get excited when those are announced, I should say.
Yeah.
It was at Great Balls of Fire, Jimmy says. Okay. So.
Oh, okay, because that was the pay-per-view that was pretty good.
That wasn't that bad.
It was better than whatever happened the next month and the month before it.
Yeah,
And
we
yet-
were surprised that of all shows, Great Balls of
but
Fire
we weren't.
turned out decent.
But in a way, I wasn't, because it was like Vince named this, so Vince cared. Vince was like super obsessed with like Great Balls of Fire. We got to make it great, because Vince was caring because he named the thing. But
yeah, it's his own creation.
But Extreme Rules, he doesn't really care anymore. Okay, do the extreme thing, and we'll do this and whatever. He doesn't care. But I'm calling it Great Balls of Fire. And we were like, dude, I hope he comes up with more weird, stupid names to pay-per-views, because every time he would do it.
Yeah, we were hoping we would get some more creative, unique things, but that wasn't.
This was the Bruce Pritchard special again tonight, by the way.
Yep.
Many things tonight reeked of bad Bruce Pritchard. And there's good
take
Bruce
it with a grain
Pritchard.
of salt, but we're also hearing that he's become like tyrannical in the back. This was reported over the weekend, and we didn't get to talking out of nowhere with me being under the weather, but I felt bad. Jay did a great job. I thanked him for, coming on. That was cool of him to do so. But, we hear that Bruce Pritchard is somewhat feared by the other staff and writers, so people aren't willing to suggest ideas to him going forward. And I don't know the legitimacy of this, but that was what was being reported over the weekend, and I just found it to be humorous because people are now unwilling to go talk to Bruce. That's got to be such just an uncomfortable, tense situation backstage.
And, I didn't see it coming, because I thought Bruce would help the company. I thought when he came back, he was going to really help in a support role.
Yeah, I didn't envision him to be this kiss ass as he's been labeled.
Yeah, I did not expect him to. He is in full, like, oh my God, just get money mode. Like, thank God I have money and all. Whatever, Vince. I know, and he knows what Vince likes. So it's like, it's all about, I know what Vince likes. That's it. And you know that, and that's it. But really, we need a new guy. And I don't know what the answer is to this, but I have no idea, man. But nothing works. Every time somebody gets hired, it still doesn't work. Nothing works. What's the reason for that? I don't know, Vince, and this is bad, man. This is really bad TV. You put on 3 hours, I don't care what anybody says. I don't care if WWE, I don't care Road Dogg, anybody from the WWE listens to this, and they said, like, you don't know anything. It's like, no, you don't know anything. You just put on a 3-hour piece of shit show. You don't even care. They don't even care. You don't care that most of the audience is annoyed by the show. You don't care. You just like, keep rolling it out there. Keep rolling it out. Who cares? You don't care. You don't care if the audience is annoyed by the show. It's like, sometimes, I when some of my shows weren't going well, I knew that people were thinking like, oh, this ain't the best right now, or this ain't, hopefully it gets better. And it's like, I wasn't sitting there going, well, fuck you, it's fine. I was thinking, man, I got to figure out a way to fix this or do better. Or we got to come with a whatever. And it's like, there's answers out there. It's not like my former co-hosts who leave and like, oh, get them back. Well, they don't want to come back. They left because they wanted to take time with their families. So there's nothing I can do to get them back. Let me go look for something else. Well, WWE just goes, we don't care. There's people out there. There's a ton of people out there to hire and to bring in for WWE. They're out there. They're all over the place. There's people that have never been hired before. How many times have I filled out the goddamn creative fucking WWE thing? I've applied for a job for 8 years. Never nothing. So there's people all over the place out there that you haven't tried or even whatever. And not only that, even if they were there, even if there was some guy out there who's great at booking wrestling that we don't know about, and he's sitting there in a basement somewhere and he's writing fucking notes about what he can do and fantasy booking something while he jacks off to Kenny Omega's fucking bulge. It's like, it doesn't matter because you'll still never get far enough up that they'll even allow you to have a voice anyway. They'll just shit on you. So there is no right answer. It doesn't matter. Apparently, unless we need somebody to get in there and get in Vince's ear that can convince him of something that is creative, that's good. Because I think sometimes some people do get in his ear for a minute and he goes, all right, let's try it. And it doesn't work. And he goes, see, I told you it didn't work. Told you it wasn't going to work.
Yep.
And
he doesn't give things a long time anyways. But really quick, too, on a side note, Diva Bible just let me know that Matt Morgan texted Mickie James during tonight's Wrestling Inc. podcast to ask about the ending of her match with Asuka. She got back to Matt and said the ref thought she was out and called the match. So the ref made a mistake. Straight from Mickie James. There you go. The ref screwed up.
Okay, boom, there you go. He thought she actually was hurt. He actually thought she was hurt. Is that what you're saying?
No, he thought she was out, she said. So he must have thought that was the finish. He thought she was out and called the match.
Oh, okay, I get it. All right, okay. All the ref.
I'm sure they'll find a way to add it to a storyline or make something out of it, since they messed it up tonight.
Matt Morgan, a former listener of this show.
Yes, indeed.
He used to comment in the comment section. Everybody, you can still find him. Shout out to the Blueprint. He learned all he could, and then he took it somewhere else. You big son of a bitch. Sorry. Fuck him. The Galvatron, thank you for subbing to the channel, man. Appreciate it,
What did you think
bro.
of the Aleister Black Kevin Owens match?
Waste of time?
Yeah, I don't even know why they decided to have this tonight because it just was a total waste. This could have been something excellent.
And Aleister lost.
Yep.
Why did Aleister lose? Oh, I got more to say about that in a minute.
Exclamation mark.
Yo! Ohayo gozaimasu. Domo arigato. Oh, wait, that's not Japanese. Is that Japanese? That's not Japanese. That looks like...
I don't know.
That's not... Oh, it is... No. Hold on a minute. Is that... That doesn't look... Hold on a second. I gotta look at it closer. This is fucking weird.
I don't know. I'd be wrong regardless.
What'd you say?
I'd be wrong regardless.
I'd be wrong regardless. It looks like Chinese maybe or Vietnamese. That's not Japanese. That might be... That looks like Chinese. That looks more like Chinese. The only reason
Chen says Japanese, Chinese. So
no, there's a difference.
Already.
That ain't Japanese. I think that's Chinese. Anyway, ni hao.
Two for Chinese, so there we go. We'll say Chinese.
There you go. Ni hao.
But yeah, I know they didn't want either guy to lose clean, so they had the lights flicker from Retribution, and that's such a shitty out. That's such a terrible way to get out of a match. At least have a disqualification if you're going to do that. Have Aleister Black go too far. And
that's the thing is, like, the announcers were like, oh, what a very, what do they call it, desperate? Or no, they said something else. They said, like, wow, determined win or something. What do you mean determined? The lights went out and distracted him. The face announcers were like, oh, what a, wow, you got to admire that determined or something.
But the lights just flickered quick, and it was like, oh, that distraction allowed him to get the stunner, so it didn't count as a victory. But he won clean. But I understand what they were trying to put over the distraction option. So technically he didn't lose clean, but he did. Like, why? What are you doing?
It is Chinese. Everybody's saying, yeah, ni hao xie xie ni. Ni hao xie xie ni. Yeah, I don't understand why. First, why did they do it? Why does Aleister lose? The lights flicker? And then Kevin Owens wins? And then they're like, wow, Kevin Owens really fought through that. What do you mean he fought through that? And I know that MVP...
The lights flickered. He wasn't on fire.
And by the way, MVP did say, like, are we going to just ignore that the lights went out? But it's like that...
Yeah, he complained about the lights flickering, thankfully.
It should have been better than that, man. It should have been... If Cole was going to say, I'm going to find it. In fact, I'm using lots of clips tonight, audio clips from WWE, because you got to hear it to understand. Where the fuck is this match? When does this match happen? Oh, here it is. Just a garbage thing. Oh, did they go to commercial? They really went to a commercial in the middle of this? Oh, it was at the end of it. Okay. Wow, it was really a quick match, huh?
Yeah.
All right, let's see if this is it.
It was very quick. That's why I was disappointed as well.
Locker room area. This is wrong, man. What the Kevin Owens just answered my question. And oh my God, not again. We've seen a retribution already. And a stunner off the distraction.
Dude, the stunner sell by Aleister Black was pretty much that. It looked like, here's how to sell the stunner, Aleister. You get shot with a bullet in the head and you're dead, and then you fall, but on your way down, a guy stuns you. It was the weirdest sell to the stunner.
It was just like he was knocked out by the stunner.
It was like he was knocked out when Kevin grabbed him before the stunner.
Yeah.
Now listen to Cole. He's about to say it. Somehow picks up the win.
Like, even somehow he just beat him clean with a stunner.
What a courageous win here tonight for Owens. It was courageous. It was gutsy.
What? So if I'm the announcer, if I'm the heel announcer, it was courageous, it was gutsy. Are you guys even watching the same match I'm watching? The lights went out and he got distracted. This shouldn't even count. Well, he's MVP. He was injured, and and the lights were out for him too. Both competitors were in the ring with the lights out. It wasn't like the lights were only out for the other guy. You gotta be kidding me, right? The lights go out. It's a distraction. The lights aren't supposed to go out in the middle of a match. He took advantage of it, and he's an opportunist. He's not courageous. He's an opportunist. You guys are ridiculous. And then they
Bio driver.
And then they could argue, but dude, what is that? He's courageous? What the fuck drugs is Michael Cole on?
Or what isn't he on at this point?
Unless it was made so the heel announcer could be like, courageous. So he won because it was a distraction. He's an opportunist.
That's what it sounds like. It sounds like half a commentary team because they're missing the heel. They're missing that antagonist.
But MVP does get to that point, and he says, are we just going to ignore the lights went out? And so he did hit it, but it was oh God, it was so passive. He should have been aggressive about it. Because I would have said, call courageous? I mean, listen, congratulations, he won the match. I wouldn't call that courageous. He's an opportunist. It's but he had an injury. Yeah? It's
Now picks up the win. Here's your winner, Kevin.
I can't believe this.
Courageous win here tonight for Owens. It was courageous. It was gutsy. Bad leg and all. Kevin Owens accomplished his goal, his objective of defeating Aleister Black. So is nobody going to talk about the lights flickering? Is nobody going to talk about that? Hey, you're the one who volunteered to take care of Retribution.
I don't know.
You should take care of the problem, you son of a bitch. Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
No, he should have said, well, you're lucky I will be here to take care of it. That, flickering lights, whatever.
Yeah, that would have been.
He's like, don't worry, we got a plan. I got a plan. You don't know, you wouldn't be able to take care of anything, and you won't be able to. You'll see. That type of thing. But he, anyway, it's almost like he's not quite there. Now, don't get me wrong, MVP was the best thing tonight on commentary. MVP was the best thing on commentary. MVP is the fucking MVP. Who the fuck would think that in 2020 we would be sitting here saying MVP is one of the guys who pretty much delivers every week?
Originally a one-off for the Royal Rumble that turned into a short run that just never ended.
But here's the problem with this. In my opinion, MVP right now is in that mid-card top guy role, right? Or middle mid-card role, sort of like maybe Jeff Jarrett when he was the Intercontinental Champion back around 1995. Sort of somebody, name some other Intercontinental Champion, maybe like Jericho or something like that. I don't know, somebody who's in a mid-card spot who's a good talker. That's MVP right now, but at a stage in his career that you wouldn't expect it. He's able to do the commentary. He's able to talk in the ring. He's able to go wrestle a little bit. He's obviously slower and things like that in the ring. He's not the best, but at least I love listening to him talk. Now, The Miz is a good talker, but The Miz always fits this role too, but I'm sick of The Miz. If The Miz was doing it, I'd be annoyed. Because I don't know what it is, but I'm sick of The Miz.
The most ridiculous thing of SmackDown to me the other night.
Oh my God,
that whole storyline was ridiculous.
He's so generic now. It's not his fault, really. Maybe a little bit, but it's
them going after the briefcase's contract when you know that no one can. The contract can't change hands, so he's trying to bring it to a lawyer. It's stupid. It's just generically stupid. I don't know again why they decided to go with that angle when he was better with the straight up heel stuff.
Yeah,
and he was cutting scathing promos. It was working.
Marvelous says 95 was a bad year. That's my point. Imagine if this was 1995. This was Raw. Double J is your Intercontinental Champion, and Double J, because of the pandemic, Double J has to be on the microphone at commentary a bunch. He's got to get in the ring and be like, "Don't forget the Double J." Blah blah. That, in my opinion, that's what MVP is doing right now, and that's a good that's a good thing. What I'm saying is what I'm trying to say is it's a good thing for MVP. What I'm saying is, in 1995, Double J was like the third most important thing on every show usually, right? Like the Intercontinental belt and whatever Double J was doing, whether it was Razor Ramon or the 1-2-3 Kid or the Road Dogg or whatever Double J was doing, he was usually like the third most important thing on the entire show. And so my point is that you would expect MVP to show up in the WWE in 2020 and be this support sort of side story or manager or lower card guy way at the bottom card. But he is doing this utility player lead by example type of TV time, similar to Double J in 1995. Like, he's in that role. Like, so what I'm saying is this is a good thing for MVP. He's sort of like the number 3 guy. Besides Seth and Dominic, you got the Bailey and the Sasha thing, and then on this show tonight, I guess you got the Keith Lee and the Drew. But after Keith Lee, McIntyre, and Seth and Mysterio, MVP is kind of the whole rest of the show, like in some way, whether it's on commentary or whether it's his story. So that's what I'm trying to say is, who would think that MVP would be in the top tier of the show almost every week, and that he wouldn't just be playing some kind of like 5th, 6th, 7th down the line role. And so that's what took me about 10 minutes to say just now.
But you make a good point there, and especially I see what you meant by Jeff Jarrett, but I don't know. MVP, it surprises me that he's doing as well as he's doing.
Well, Jeff Jarrett was in his prime then, though, and MVP is not with wrestling, so.
Yeah, exactly. That's what makes it even more surprising with MVP doing as well as he is. Where did we leave off? Oh, after we had the Riot Squad. So Ruby Riott, Liv Morgan, they took on Natalya and Lana. So the Boats got their ass beat in a minute. It was very, very short. It was a quick code breaker by the Riot Kick, and Lana, got the pin. She ate that quickly. Then she got put through a table by the tag team champions. So obviously Rusev tells Vince to take the brass ring, shove it, and Vince put his wife through a table. And that's what it comes down to.
Right.
Terrible segment. I don't give two shits about the women tag champs either. And I like Baszler. I hate Nia. She ruins everything. Her being on commentary killed that entire segment for me. She sounds so brutish and ridiculous at times that it's such a detractor from whatever segment you're trying to view. And then we had the rest of the Braun stuff, which we already covered before, and then the Keith Lee, Drew McIntyre non-match, because it ended in a no contest, as we said. With Retribution coming in, the Hurt Business came out. I originally assumed Randy Orton would be causing the DQ here, but I guess that was too obvious.
I got to back you up for a minute.
Retribution.
Did you find the women annoying on commentary though during that match? Because they just
oh yeah, they killed me. I couldn't stand it. Nia was just grating. Like I said, she's so brutish and so annoying that it really ruins whatever you're trying to enjoy.
I like that they're trying to be annoying and that they're this mean bully types and whatever else. But what the problem was
not heel heat. It's go away heat. It's I wanted to change the channel or mute the television.
Nia was talking over.
I want to see them get their ass kicked.
Every time Shayna Baszler finally would talk, Nia would talk over her. So I didn't hear what either one of them said. But,
yeah,
they're not commentators, and that's so whatever. But
D. Welsh makes a great point. Nia had this really cringy and odd line. She said, "I'm going to call security if Cole, you keep looking at me. You're making me uncomfortable." What?
I
like
that. I like that line.
Point of that?
I like that line.
Why?
Because
what
Nia.
is good about that?
Because Nia is kind of playing up the whole you're a guy and that's gross, and don't look at me. I'm a pretty female, or you're sexualizing me. Like that's. I think that's a good way to get heat. Like, oh, you're sexualizing me.
Wrong message you're trying to send right now.
No, I think it's no. I don't.
Out movement. And
yeah, but I don't mind it. I like it. They're
like trivializing everything that they tried to accomplish.
Yeah, because they know that those people are scumbags. So they're like, well, let's make you one of the scumbags. Like, sort of like, without really going there.
Why would you willingly make one of your commentators into a scumbag, or at least be accused to be one? That's a terrible idea.
Well, no, it's because Nia saying like, you can't look at me is a heel thing. Like, what do you mean you can't look at? I can't look at you. I'm not even looking. What did I do? And it's a heel
but her
thing.
calling security, you know, like
it's a heel move. How do you not get that?
I get it. It just
a guy could say that. Hey, dude, how about this? You look at me again, I'll call security, you know, or I'll whatever.
Maybe just the tone and how she delivered it, but it was super cringy.
That one didn't bother me. What bothered me was when she was talking over Shayna and you couldn't hear either one of them, and it was like, oh my god.
That's what I'm saying. She's a brute. She's brutish. She just blows everything over.
Now I don't know if I can't tell if she actually is this way or she's playing this character, but it's totally this I know people like this. It's like
it's frustrating. It's not entertaining. It's frustrating.
Like me first. Like, me first. I'm gonna cut the line. I'm gonna do this because I deserve this. I'm a little spoiled, annoying person. Like that's what she's like, and so I don't know if that's what she's playing up or she's really like that. I don't know, but
making it seem like it's genuine, and that's a problem too.
I don't mind the line because I think that's a good heel line. Like, yo, go ahead, keep looking at me. How about I call the cops? It's like, how about I call security? Stop looking at me. Like, that's funny to me. But there was something else that was really funny, and I'm trying to think of, oh my God, what was it? Oh my God, we got to remember, guys. People in the chat, there was 30 people in the chat when I said it. I was laughing at it. I typed it in the chat. Please, somebody remember. Oh my God, who was here at the beginning when I wasn't live yet, and something happened, and I started like, dude, I started typing ha ha ha, and I was like fucking laughing my ass off in the chat about it. It was the only time I did it through the whole 3 hours during Raw when I was typing in the chat. Who remembers what the hell I was laughing at? Does anybody remember? Oh my God, please somebody remember. Oh my God, dude, I'm telling you, Jake. Oh my God, it was funny. Shit. It was MVP that said it. Oh, I know what it was. Somebody got hurt. Somebody's got to remember this, though. Somebody got hurt. It was Dominic. Oh my God, I know exactly what it is now. Now I remember it. Dominic was fucking laid out in a heap in the ring, and then Seth attacked Buddy Murphy, and like and then they go back to, you know, Dominic's in the ring, and Dominic's like, and they're all around him like, oh my God, is he okay? And MVP goes, oh God, like my heart just breaks for Murphy. Like, and it was like, dude, it was wicked funny because they were all zoomed in on Dominic, and Dominic's hurt, and MVP under his breath. It's under his breath too, dude. He goes, oh my God, like, oh my God, you know, and you're like, yeah, this Dominic, you know, oh my God, my heart breaks for Murphy. Like, it's like, I don't know why it was wicked funny. Where the fuck is it? Oh my God, dude, it was so funny. And I was like, I think that's right there. I already knew MVP was like the man, but of the night, but that put it over for me when he said that. And it's so goofy, and why won't the fucking, oh, there it goes. Oh yeah, Ray's daughter actually checks on Murphy. That's weird.
Yeah, that's why people are saying, oh, they'll have a love story with those two soon.
Yeah, here we go.
Fucking stupid.
To their son, Dominic.
Let's see if we can hear MVP.
After a courageous battle here tonight inside a steel cage, and Rollins.
Now keep in mind right now, they're zoomed in on right here like this. They're zoomed in on Dominic right here. And they're zooming in on him.
Decimating his former disciple, Murphy.
Medic! My heart goes out to Buddy Murphy. Can we get some attention, please?
My heart goes out to Buddy Murphy. I don't know if that's supposed to be real, like, or not. Like, if he was trying to joke, or if that was supposed to be serious for Murphy. But because they were zoomed in on Dominic, him saying, like, my heart goes out to Murphy.
My heart goes out to Buddy, yeah.
It was really funny to me. It's actually not as funny now because I actually just heard Cole say something about Murphy, and then MVP said something. But when I saw this live initially, I only heard MVP say that. So that made it funny to me. But now that I hear this, I think it was supposed to be sympathy for Murphy from the announcers. So
I'm sure it was.
That's too bad because that would have I would have it should have been Cole should have been like, oh man, no, Dominic is really in bad shape and everything, and MVP should have just been like, man, someone needs to I just feel bad for Murphy. It's like, well, he kind of got what was coming to him, don't you think, MVP? Yeah, but
Now they
he's
need
but he's
sister
hurt.
to be abducted
Yeah,
by.
but he's
Seth.
hurt. Yeah, he's hurt. Well, so isn't Dominic. Well, but Dominic. Who cares? Like that type of thing. Like, I mean, but they don't do that, so whatever.
Yeah, I know. They need that one person, and MVP could pull it off.
He's doing pretty good, but he wasn't doing it there. I thought he was maybe, but I guess I just laughed because I'm a psycho.
Give me a hell yeah!
That wasn't that funny.
And people laughed at me when I said the Hurt Business was BLM and Retribution was Antifa, but then tonight Keith Lee had on Black Lives Matter out come Antifa and then BLM lol. The only thing Vince cares about is Dominic Mysterio. Prove me wrong.
Yeah, I mean, we saw 27 Freddie Mitchell. Thank you. Did you see the video of Vince hugging Dominic? Because I said that Vince must love this guy a couple weeks ago. Because someone said, "Why is he doing this and why is he doing that?" And I said, "Dude, obviously Vince loves him." I mean, and here's the other thing. It makes sense that Vince loves him because he's been working. He's been one of the only things that works, and he came out of nowhere, and he's young. Why is this guy
up until
working?
Tonight he's been entertaining.
Yeah,
even if I haven't been crazy about the scenario or maybe the whole segment, tonight's match, though, like I said, just felt so safe and so
dud.
Yeah, just lackluster.
Yeah.
It really did. It was
really,
just so bad.
It really felt lackluster.
It did. It felt that fucking tragic. And
Do you
I know
think there's
they can do it
anybody?
better.
Do you think anybody in the Raw Thunderdome crowd was younger than 11? Yeah.
I wonder. Yeah.
I got warrants.
What else we got? Oh,
A little bit of the bubbly.
that's it.
The Goon.
Bubbly? Look at this stuff. Oh,
What
A
up,
little bit of the
Goon?
bubbly.
that's it.
This Roy's War was pretty good. Was not a fan of Mankind vs Undertaker ending in a no contest. Edge won via countout. This kid has a bright future ahead of him. Austin retains WWF title against Shamrock. Hopefully
1998 is a good year for wrestling. September 15, 1998. I mean, oh my God, dude.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, what Seth said to Ray's
We'll try
daughter
to be
was
going
good
back
too.
watching the old stuff.
I hope you do better with the next one or whatever. Yeah, it was good
As we
stuff.
saw tonight, Murphy he had his head slammed in a steel door, but don't worry, former AEW Dr. Phil Erbottom has said he's cleared and his wife will be at Raw next week.
Yeah, they did a few things like that on Being the Elite this week where they made fun of Matt Seidel's botch by saying that it was Nakazawa's fault that he sprayed baby oil on the top of the turnbuckle.
Even though he wasn't even out there? Or was
Yeah,
he?
well, that's why, because he said he was mad that he wasn't in the match. They wouldn't make him the Joker, so he went ahead and he poured baby oil on the turnbuckle. And then they made another joke, they're keeping it going about the doctor. I need a doctor, so it's, at least they're able to lighten up about some of the botches and criticism there.
Mick Foley tweeted out, "I'm hearing Mickey James hurt her shoulder during the match."
Ray's whole family got contracts. The only bad thing about the family is that Ray's wife doesn't speak English.
Ray's whole family got contracts. The only thing, yeah, she doesn't speak English. Wow, I didn't know that. 27 Freddie Mitchell, thank you, man.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, I figured Ray's wife did. She's got good. They all look. It really. I mean, that's probably part of the contract too. Is hey, involve the whole family. Vince is loving the family, the Mysterio family, right now.
Give me a hell yeah!
What's good? Some great content tonight only on Botch Club and the Wrestle Daily. Follow on Instagram and TikTok. Appreciate a showing, Joe. Google WWE Jimmy Miranda.
Yeah, baby, we're going to show it in a few minutes. It's on Instagram, The Wrestle Daily on Instagram, over 30,000 followers, and Botch Club on Instagram, over 24,000 followers. Tons of videos every day. It is the place to be, man. Even the wrestlers are following it.
Kevin Owens won by lights flickering and Mickey James' ass is looking good. I wanna come for her ass and then come on her ass.
Ugh.
Ray is a bad father for putting his son in a cage. Hashtag thanks Obama.
BDW going back fucking 5 years or 6 years with that comment. BDW, thank you for becoming a $5 shit bum. BDW, which is big dicked white, apparently. Thank you. Which you don't see a lot of that. So BDW, thank you for the $5. We have a few more coming in, which I want to play because they were from 40 minutes ago. Jesus.
Shit bomb.
Thank you guys.
When the invasion angle from 2001 is better than the current product, then you really know how bad this company sucks.
Oh, yeah. Yep. Absolutely, dude. This is bad. This is bad tonight. I can't even get mad. People were like, oh, you're going to rage on this one. There's nothing to rage about. It put me to sleep. It put me to bed. In fact, I'm getting off here in a minute. We're going to wrap this thing up, listen to the last of the donos.
Yeah,
and I'm gonna
I give Raw a 3 tonight. I really did like the Street Profits match at the beginning.
I missed it.
Yeah, so, and I mean, there maybe was one other thing.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. That's it.
Bubbly. Look at this
3.
stuff. Wow. A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
Does Vince want Buddy Murphy to bang Ray daughter? WTF was that? She looks 16.
Yeah, I think she's 19, but I'm not 100% sure about that exactly. I'm sure we could look that up. She's like 19, 18. But yeah, she looks pretty young. Alexis Sweet Ass is back. What's up, Alexis Sweet Ass? I'm glad Adam Pearce is getting screen time. Yeah, I agree, inverted name. I'm happy about that. He's a good guy.
What else?
Like Adam Pearce.
A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it. That's
Want
it.
some bubbly?
Damn.
Look at this stuff. A little bit of the bubbly.
That's it.
I was flipping back forth between football. Why wasn't Mandy on? WTF was the point of her being traded?
There's a new blonde, a sexy blonde, coming to SmackDown. So in order to make room for her, which is like similar to Mandy Rose,
Yeah, it's kind of the same gimmick, I guess. You know, the blonde bombshell.
Yeah.
They don't need 2 on the same show, so
Why move one off when you have them? I don't know.
Yeah.
We're about to find out, I guess.
They should have debuted the new one on Raw and had SmackDown keep Mandy, since she was already established there with Otis. And I understand what they're trying to do, but they make it sound like, oh, The Miz has all these connections and power. And if it played into something, maybe, but it's just going to be a one-off, make Miz look like a jerk, following weeks, and it'll be pointless. So
I think it's Summer Rae.
some people think Summer Rae, some are convinced it's Eva Marie, other Carmella because of the tattoo on the hand. I think it might be Carmella, but I'm not sure.
It could be Carmella. I thought Carmella first, and then I changed to Summer Rae for some reason. But I don't know.
She tweeted out stuff, teasing a possible, return as well. So I think she's just playing along with it.
Aren't they coming this Friday?
That I'm not sure about.
Oh, then I mean, who cares? Kind of, but like
it'll be
stupid.
Another underwhelming reveal.
It could be Carmella. I don't know. She got a big head.
I'm with the chat. It should be Drew.
Who?
In a blonde wig. Drew in a blonde wig.
Like Drew McIntyre?
No, Derailed.
Oh, Gatekeeper Drew.
Yeah, get him out there.
Carmella's name is my wife's name. She's got a long head like Leah.
And a fur coat to match.
Put some eyebrow stuff on.
What did you rate Raw? I don't think I caught what you gave it tonight.
A 2. 2 out of 10.
Yeah. I mean, it is it is feasible to go there.
It's really bad. I
had a hard time giving it lower than 3
chat.
because of that tag match.
Can you please act out a promo between Braun and Keith?
Yeah, maybe if I had seen that match, I'd be a 3 too. I guess I didn't see that. So Diverse, thank you, Diverse. What's up, man? Act out a promo of what? Braun and Keith Lee?
You're just another boulder that I'm going to crush when I get in the middle of the ring.
Well, Braun, I think you're going to end up basking in my glory. I will do it later, but I don't even have the energy to do it. But yeah, it's just all cringe.
Give it a hell yeah!
It's all cringe.
Also, why is Sasha coming back in 2 weeks from having a chair stomped on her neck? Back in the say that person would be gone for months.
Thank you, Alexis, sweet ass. Yeah, it's weird that they did the stomp on the throat thing. I like that.
Then they said that she might be suffering career-ending injuries, following that attack, and then she's going to be back this Friday.
Yeah,
I would talk about rushing that return.
I would have gone with the leg because then you could have taped up the leg and she could have been on crutches.
It's hard to sell a neck injury, via just looking at it.
Or an arm. But I like that they went to the neck because I've been missing that. I was like, it's been a long time since someone put a chair on someone's throat. Like, let's see that again.
But you have Drew McIntyre, who's got a broken jaw right now, they're saying. And then, Sasha gets this debilitating, life-threatening, career-ending possible injury. And you just don't, it's ridiculous to have these people. Drew's got a broken jaw, but you're letting him wrestle. And, just come on. I know you want to sell the attacks, but if that's the case, then you got to let the people sell the time that it would take for them to heal and return.
Yeah, I don't understand it.
It's baffling.
Let's move on to this real quick. I actually tweeted this morning, which is what I said to Adamant. I said, man, I tweeted this morning, but I'm glad he did tweet it to me because I didn't get to talk about it, is that Jeff Hardy signed a new contract. So Jeff Hardy signs a new contract, and he says, apparently one of the things he wanted to do was do Willow. So apparently we're going to see Willow. I'm just telling you.
To bring in that character, and when people are back, apparently he's going back to his previous theme music, the one that everybody likes.
And here's the thing about that. To me, what's going to happen is this, because somebody said, well, it's just going to suck like Matt Hardy's broken thing. But here's the thing. I bet not. I bet instead what will happen is it won't be good. It won't be that good. But I bet you, if he does Willow, I bet you the Willow thing ends up being better than Matt Hardy's broken stuff, which is stupid because Matt Hardy's broken stuff was fucking epic in 2016, and Willow was kind of goofy. But of course, they like Jeff. They don't like Matt. So, they're actually going to let Jeff do this, and then it will end up being better than... They're actually going to give it more of a chance is what I'm trying to say. Like ridiculous. But whatever. I guarantee you it's going to end up being better than the broken thing, but it's still going to be dumb. But it's just going to be like, we're just going to look up and go, how come they did this with Jeff, but they couldn't get the broken stuff going the right way? I don't know.
Yeah, I know. What a waste.
Then again, what the hell's Matt doing with broken in AEW? It's a mess. So I don't know what to tell anybody anymore. But anyway, Jeff signed, man. His contract was up, and I thought it was up in the next 2 to 3 months, and or was coming up. And someone just said that 3 weeks ago that what's up with Jeff's going to do, and I was like, well, I think he's only got a couple more months left on his contract, so we're going to see what he does. And here he is, signed. Wow,
long term too, right? A couple years, I think it said. I didn't see the details yet.
I would expect it's 2 years, and I haven't read it yet, but I'm expecting 2 years. There's no listing about how long it is here, but I would assume that it's a 2-year deal. I would assume.
I would at least minimum.
I bet you he signed for 2 years for possibly 800,000, 600,000, somewhere up there.
He was making more than that, I thought.
Yeah,
I thought he was making 1.2.
Really, for 3 years?
Yeah.
Wait, a year?
I could swear it was up there. It was
a year.
Let me double check here.
I would expect the Hardys to each, when they got signed, to be making about 600,000 a year each. AEW probably would offer them 200 to 300,000, and I assume WWE would overoffer them up to 500,000. I think we thought that's what they were making, but if this is a new contract for 2 years, I would expect him to make a little more than that, which I would guess would be around 600,000 to 800,000. But I can't imagine. Oh my God, 1.2 million. Then you definitely would sign. I mean, that would be a reason why you would sign.
Yeah, I'm trying to find it. It might be less, but I remember seeing it up there, and now I can't find the listing that we had. And that's the number that sticks out in my mind. I could be way off, but that's why I said I'm trying to find it in the meantime. But I remember out of nowhere us talking about it, and I could swear that's the number that sticks out in my mind.
It's possible. It's possible with if they don't want him to go to AEW. That's I think Matt turned down money. That's why Matt's in AEW, because he turned down money. which in turn probably made his brother more money because they probably said, damn, Matt turned down that shit and left. He didn't care. So Jeff, we should offer him more, and Jeff don't care, will probably stay. So Matt has an ego thing about creativity and what he's doing. You know, Jeff, and they use Jeff better anyway, so Jeff is probably like, yeah, whatever, this is kind of easy, I'll just do this. But with Matt, it's more like, hey, what am I doing, guys? Nothing. Oh, okay. You know, he can't stand that. And they treat him crappy compared to Jeff. They give, so whatever, I don't know, but I know that Tony Khan and AEW probably couldn't go higher than a certain amount.
SportsBible.com has Jeff Hardy listed at $1.1 million
a year.
Yeah.
Wow.
Seth Rollins $3 million, The Miz $2.5, Undertaker $2.5, Owens $2, Dolph Ziggler $1.5, Sheamus $1, Jeff Hardy $1.1, Bray Wyatt $1, Jinder $900, Kane $900, and this came out January 9th. So this is from this year, January 9th.
Wow. I mean, I guess he's getting more than that now. So now
he's got to be making more than that now.
So he got offered 1.5.
Had to be something worthwhile.
$3 million in 2 years.
Yeah, that would be feasible.
Jericho's getting paid about $5 million or $6 million in AEW. I think $5 million. And that's like the biggest contract he ever had, he said. WWE offered him $2 million. So I don't think WWE would offer Jericho money, but I don't think he, I don't know. So I guess Jeff's getting $1.5 million. But who cares? I mean, it's just interesting to think about. I wish we could tweet him and just get the answer.
Yeah, I know, right?
Tell us, what are you making?
Yeah, Kane's getting paid as a legend still.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a few that get, surprisingly still have their Legends contracts coming through.
Right.
All right, baby. I am out of here. I got a long ass day tomorrow, but I will see you for definitely Out of Nowhere, or excuse me, AEW Wednesday.
AEW Wednesday. Thursday. All right, baby. Good night.
Well, we'll see if AEW is Wednesday. It could just be NXT on Wednesday, and it could be AEW on Thursday.
Oh, that's right. It's about we don't know. It's the NBA schedule. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we gotta wait to find out. But
ridiculous.
Regardless, we'll have NXT Wednesday. So,
all right.
Everybody have a great night, and I will see you then. Stay sexy. Take care.
Good night, Jake. One last bit of thing I have to handle is as I almost fall asleep in my chair. This show put me to sleep tonight, guys. This show put me to bed tonight. I'm ready to go to bed. I hope you guys think about supporting the channel, coming to the Patreon, patreon.com/Joe Cronin Show. There's so much content going up this week, and so much went up today. A lot of people wanted to hear my thoughts about the Patriots and Brady. I still like Brady, man. Listen, he left, whatever the fuck, I'm still always going to love this guy. He kicked fucking, you know what I mean? But, so I hope he has a decent year. But he got his ass kind of smacked around the other day. He looked all right. He just didn't look great. He fucked up. He fucked up a little bit, and he looked all right at the same time, and then they lost. But the Patriots, Cam Newton, I've always been a Cam Newton fan. You can go back and listen to me talk about Cam Newton back in 2012 on my YouTube channel. And I had Cam Newton's rookie card from, I think, 2011. And I was super pumped up about that. And so I've always liked Cam Newton. And last season, you guys heard me say that I think the Patriots need a running back quarterback. If they had that, they could have done a lot better with this bad front line that they have. They went out and got one. And he can throw a little bit too, so boom. So I didn't watch too much of the football games the other day because I don't think I'm going to do much of football this year at all. I don't give a shit, really, at this point. But, again, I thought the Patriots and Cam Newton looked exactly like I thought they would. The Patriots, to me, look like a 7 out of 10 team. Right? I think the Saints I think the Saints are going to be in the Final Four this season. Final Four, whatever you want to call it. AFC, the NFC Championship. I think the Saints are going to be in the NFC Championship this year. I think they're going to possibly make it to the Super Bowl. If not, they'll make it to the championship, conference championship. But I think the Patriots are a 7 out of 10 team. I think the Saints are like a 9 or an 8.5 out of 10 team. So I don't really think the Patriots can win the Super Bowl. I don't think they can win the Super Bowl with this type of team. I don't think they can win the conference championship with this type of team. But I do think the Patriots can do some damage and maybe make the playoffs. And they'll probably lose in the first, second round. That's what I think. With this sort of like dink and dunk, chip and chase, solid defense team that they have. So that's my opinion. Some people have been asking, so there's my football opinion for some reason. I don't care really, but 85 overall team with maybe 83. But they're not going to be able to beat the top 5 teams in the league, top 6 teams in the league. The Patriots I don't think are going to be able to beat those top 6 teams to 5 teams, but I think that they'll be right there behind those. So that's what I said. That's what I thought going into the season, and that's what I felt like I saw the other day. They beat Miami. We have tough times against Miami usually, so the Patriots could lose to Miami in Miami. I don't know. There you go. But the political stuff in the NFL has made me want to shoot myself in the head, so. Washington football champs. D. Welsh, what up, D. Welsh? I'm not really sure. Yo, Botch Club, nothing under $3 plays. Botch Club said his name is Jordan Omogben. He's my boy. My story, he's on it, and follow him. Hell yeah. What? What's his last name? I can barely read that because it's on the thing and it didn't pop up in the donation mark. Hold on. I just butchered your boy's last name. Because, yeah, I don't... anything under $3 on Streamlabs doesn't play, unfortunately. I don't see what you're talking about on Instagram. But I do see Instagram. You guys got to go follow The Wrestle Daily and Botch Club, man. Always donating. Always supporting the show. But I'm also pumped up, man, because a lot of people like the Botch Club. I've talked to some people that I know. They're like, oh, yeah, you got to follow this Botch Club account. I'm like, dude, I know that guy. He donates to my show. They're like, are you serious? I follow that guy. So funny. So, and you got wrestlers following you, too. Famous Bees following him. Lewis Money. A lot of the shows. A lot of good stuff on Botch Club, man. You got hours and hours and days of content right now if you haven't watched them all. But getting an alert every day about Botch Club's clips, it's always a fun time. It's always good stuff, man. You got to follow them. Go follow me on Instagram, too. I post a lot of family stuff and things, but I do post show stuff, too. I sort of use it as both. So if you want to be a creepo and watch my family go on a picnic and then watch me rant about something wrestling related at the same time, then you probably enjoy my Instagram. Thank you, and congratulations to the man who is the king of the wheel 3 weeks in a row, the record, Jman from KC. The Jman from KC. Shout out to all you psychopaths out there, and I'll see you tomorrow. It's the Joe Cronin Show. Check out our Patreon, please. 30 hours of bonus content a month that you don't get anywhere else. Plus, you support the show. Patreon, think about doing it. 340 of you have. We're having a party on Patreon, guys. You guys are the best, man, on Patreon. We have such a good time, bro. Thank you all for signing up on the Patreon, asking the questions, and downloading the podcast that we put on Patreon. I really appreciate it, man, and everybody who's been talking to me on there about their tough times during the COVID stuff and what's been going on. And hopefully we get back to normal. But I'll see you guys on Patreon. And shout out to Soundwave92, man. He was the biggest donation of the stream. He dropped a $40.
He dropped a $40 fucking bomb. Yeah. Yeah. Good night. He dropped a $40 bomb. $40 bomb. It's a $40 bomb. Why the fuck did I watch Monday night? Show suck my dick fucking every night. I hope Vince McMahon fucking dies. This show made me wanna fucking cry. Fuck Drew, fuck you, fuck me too. Fuck the movement, fuck you, screw. I hate this shit so much you can suck my dick, my damn prick. Get my lick on the stick. Hate this old goddamn virtual audience. And can't believe I took my time to spend fucking went to watching this 3-hour shit. Man, I wanna fucking chop off my dick. I'd rather be sucking on my wife's tits instead of watching this. I feel like I'm a fucking kid. Shit was made for people with HIV to die slowly in hospice while they don't bleed. Fuck Raw, and its ass. Yo, fuck Raw, and its ass. I'm here every Monday night wishing that I would die. Yo, fuck Raw's ass. Fuck Monday night, Raw ass. Fuck Monday night, Raw's ass. Fuck Monday night, Raw's ass. Yo, fuck Monday night, Raw's ass. Go to hell, motherfucker. Go to hell, motherfucker. And fuck JD, that cat fucking faggot. Bitches.